Hello, welcome to a special story time at home for Barnsley Libraries in association with Creative Minds. My name is Paul Morton. I'm an author-illustrator living and working in Barnsley, and I'm going to be reading from my book Bugbelly, Babysitting Trouble, which was published by Five Quills earlier this year. Now, Bugbelly is a very hungry, some might say very greedy frog, and this book has been chosen as one of the silly squad of books for this summer's Summer Reading Challenge. So I hope lots of you enjoy reading it. And I hope you enjoy listening to me read from it now.
So Bugbelly lives in Top Pond, and on the map at the front of the book you'll see there's also Middle Pond and Bottom Pond. One day, following a terrible accident, all the water starts draining from Top Pond, which leaves Bugbelly with a huge dilemma. How does he get all the tadpoles down to Bottom Pond safely before the water drains out of Top Pond? He can't get them into Middle Pond, and you'll find out why later. He has the help of his nephew and niece, Splish, Splash and Splodge, and together they manage to attempt a rescue of all the little tadpoles and other froglets. So let's start with chapter 1. Splat. Bugbelly was slapped awake by a slippery slop to the side of his face. It felt like being hit by a ginormous jelly. Before he had time to wonder who was flinging giant puddings about, there came a second splot, and then a third splat. A wet, sticky black blob bounced off Bugbelly's bonds. He sat up and looked around, and then looked again in amazement. He was surrounded by hundreds and hundreds of shiny black blobs. They were jiggling and giggling like a sea of black jelly beans coming to the boil. "Come on, Uncle Bugbelly, wake up, wake up! We want to play," the tadpoles and little froglets shouted. "Ah, now I remember. Today it's my turn to babysit," Bugbelly grinned. "Right, you lot, gather round. First, let's make sure everyone is here." He started to call out names. There were a lot of names. And as you can imagine, there are a lot of names, over 200 tadpoles to rescue. So maybe when you get hold of a copy of the book, you can check and see if your name is in this list. So I'll just read the first lot of names. Olivia, are you here? Oh, good. Leela, yes. Zara, Rosie, Amber, Anya, Ayala. Come on, where are all the boys? Ben and Benji, both here. Good. Sean, Dexter, Fadila, Caden, Sue. Sue, pay attention, please. Phew. Bugbelly let out a sigh of relief. "Okay, listen up," he shouted, his mouth full of caterpillar tunes. "The mums and dads have gone off to a frog spawn conference, and I'm looking after you for the whole day. So, who wants to have some froggy fun?" "We do," they all cheered excitedly. Bugbelly knew exactly what little taddies liked. With the help from the older froglets, it wasn't long before he'd organised some fantastic water sports. Of course, there were slides. Some taddies played water ball. Others raced. There were snail rides and dragonfly drops. Things were going splendidly until Bugbelly's tummy went gurgle, gurgle, glump. It was the teeniest tummy grumble, but it spelled only one thing: trouble. You see, Bugbelly had one weakness. He was always hungry. So even though he was halfway down the water slide, he immediately started thinking about lunch. And when he spied a particularly juicy slug below, launched himself off the slide, did a double somersault, and rocketed through the air. In Bugbelly's head, it looked something like this. But it didn't turn out quite how he'd planned. Ah! Splat! Uh-oh. Although Bugbelly did catch the slug, he crash-landed face first into a fence post. He hit it so hard that it knocked loose several stones. So now, where the rocks had been, there was a big gap. This might not seem like a big deal, but those rocks had been safely holding water in Top Pond for years, and now they weren't. Water gushed through the gap top pond was empty. Bug-Billy gulped. The little tadpoles hadn't yet grown their legs, so they couldn't hop or jump. Without any water to swim in, they would be stranded and stuck helpless in the empty pond. This was a disaster. I'm going to leave it there for this first reading. Be sure to check back for the next section, find out what happens next, and check www.bugbelly.com for crafts and activities. Bye, catch you later.